Hello, everybody. It is Jen Hall, your Epicure consultant for this um, virtual market. And I'm just wanting to say hello and to show you how to do some individual servings of dips. The packages on our products show you how to make um, a large serving of dip. Well, I guess for like, if you're having a party and stuff, you make about a cup full of dip. But I'm going to show you how to make just a little bit, hey, Caitlin, of dips. Not necessarily just a little bit. I'm going to make some for my husband, who is wanting some veggies and dip. So I am going to, this is a couple of tablespoons, about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise in here. And you equal amounts of mayonnaise and yogurt, or equal amounts of mayonnaise and sour cream, or you could do it all sour cream or all yogurt if you want to like even make it lower fat. But I'm using just the light mayonnaise, and I'm just gonna where did I put my mayo? Not my mayo, my sour cream. I just had it here. I was more organized a few minutes ago. Anyways, I will get the dry ingredients. So one of our favorites is the lemon dilly to make, and we like putting it with some of the 3 onion. So, notice. Just a second. I just had it. I should have checked before I went live, but now I have gotten. Anyways, I am going to do this lemon dilly. I am just doing about half a tablespoon, about half a teaspoon, or a teaspoon, and of the 3 onion. Yes, 3 onion on everything is amazing. I made some hash browns yesterday. We made sweet and savory crepes, and I chopped up onions and potatoes. I put them in the square steamer, and we put the 3 onion and lemon dilly, salt and pepper, and a little bit of butter. See, now I just lost my yogurt. Oh, I'm just gonna mix this and I'll add the yogurt where I see it. I just had it a second ago. I knew something was gonna happen. This is what happens when you do a live, is I had all the stuff and then I went and got the strawberries to show you the containers. But you do half yogurt, half sour cream, and you've got dip. So you don't have to make a whole amount. This jar is almost empty, but I have another one over here. The 3 dips, the extraordinary trio, is on as a hostess exclusive with the appetizer plates. Let me show you those. So if you do want to, there's still a week left of March. If you want to host your own party and get free gifts, you can get that with these cute appetizer plates. They are not in the catalog. They are only a hostess exclusive. But I had all these things around me to show you some things. So that is one dip. And I want to show you the berries. I bought these on the weekend. So this is the large of the product savers. And this is the small. It comes as a package of both of these. And yes, I will post the recipe in my posts. And as you can see, I did blackberries on one side and strawberries on the other. And there's this grate that goes at the bottom. You can see a little bit of dripping, but they're not making the berries mushy. This is like 3 days of berries, and they are still ripe, but they're firm. They're not mushy, and yummy. So this goes straight into the fridge. And look at the blackberries. They're firm. You know how easily blackberries and raspberries go bad, like you buy them, they're good for like a day or two. This is 3 days. So it definitely lets things stay fresher longer. And then only thing is it's a new container, so it's harder to close the all four corners. Make sure they're all closed. Put that over here. Oh, there's the yogurt. See, I put it behind the computer. I'm gonna add the yogurt into that meal dip because it was just mayonnaise and those seasonings. And then I'm gonna show you a fruit dip to make with yogurt. I'm just gonna stir this up because you know how yogurt has that little bit of water at the top. I use the Balkan yogurt, but you could use no fat or Greek yogurt. I like the Balkan or the Greek because it has more of a twang with it, and it's thicker. So it's almost thicker than you see here the mayonnaise. Where's the camera there? The mayonnaise is kind of a little bit more runnier than the yogurt, but you do about equal amount, or you do a little bit more yogurt than mayonnaise because yogurt is less fat. And you can mix the herbs. You could do whatever one. You could do them singly. My daughter also likes using the herb and garlic mix with the lemon dilly and a little bit of the onion. So she puts a little, like a third, to be like a tablespoon to make an individual dip for bread. And she does a little bit more mayonnaise than yogurt because when this is more runnier to dip vegetables in. That's one dip. Now the other one container, just gonna do a little bit because that first dip is for my husband. He's gonna have some cauliflower as a snack and dip. This one will be for me with those strawberries to dip in. But yogurt and this summer berry. So on here it says to make a dip, 2 tablespoons of the dip mix into 1 cup of yogurt. I'm not doing a cup. I'm just going to sprinkle this on. Like that. And maybe a little more just to give it a bit more. Not much. Maybe half a teaspoon. Especially if you're just doing it for an individual serving, because you don't want to make too much because it'll when you just do it with yogurt, it kind of gets just runny, so you don't want to have that too runny. Now I'm just looking for my other spoon here because of course people walk off with them. In this house things go missing, and I also have a cat who likes to grab things and go and play with them, so I had brought some stuff here and my Peter cat went. I post the recipe, yep. So cute. Thank you. Okay. So stir this. And there. So this is an individual dip to dip your strawberries in. And you have like a little sweet treat and not feel guilty about dipping into like caramel sauce or chocolate or whatever. We also have a cocoa topper. I just don't have it. That would also taste good, so it's a little bit more indulgent, but not as fattening or anything. So I'm just going to show you. So this is our small cutting board. There, when you get the cutting boards, there's a set of two large, 2 small, 2 purple, so 1 big one, 1 little one purple, and 1 big one, 1 little one gray. Now I'm just going to cut up these veggies and put on this disposable plate because then my husband can just put the plate into the compost. Like we have a paper bag or a box downstairs in his office that he can put the paper plates in. That way I don't have to keep on doing dishes. Because I'm all about not having to do more than I have to. So if it's just for a snack or lunch, especially during the day, if I'm already doing dishes for breakfast and supper, I'll use paper plates. Sometimes I'll use them for supper too, depending on the meal, because and they just go in the green bin. So, or if you have a composter, but I'm just using our Chef Pro knife, which just can cut through thick things and hard things like potatoes, but it's also really great on tomatoes. Tomorrow I will show you on some tomatoes. I'm going to make some tabbouleh, and I'm going to make, I think, some salsa and guacamole. So, just cutting these up. And so you can use your product savers for fruits or vegetables. I would not put them both in the same container. I would use separate ones. And I would put like items with like items. So your berries could go both of them in one because there's a dividing thing in it in each container. There's two. So there's this one that goes at the bottom, and this one, like it's just folded, it goes to separate it. So what you're trying to do is keep the things off the bottom. Okay, so you put that in there, and if you have a whole bunch of grapes, you can put them in there. If not, you just slide this in. Oops, just slide it properly in. Oh. See, I'm missing that. It has to go the curve down, and then you have two separate things. You know, and that's what I did with the strawberries. The big container can hold 2 bags of grapes from Costco. Those big massive grapes. You know how unruly those bags are in the fridge? They always roll off. Like, you can't really sit them anywhere. But that's what these are great for. And they keep things fresher longer. Because I don't know about you, but when things are on sale, I have to buy them on sale. Like right now, strawberries are on sale at Food Basics for $1.60, no, $1.86. So that's why I picked them up. And, we will eat berries for the next couple days. As a snack, as a dessert, like we made crepes last night, ate them in Nutella and peanut butter because I did not really want to cook too much. So we had crepes that were already frozen, and I made savory crepes and sweet ones. My kids love the sweet ones more than the savory, and my husband and I like the savory a lot more. I like the sweet. I like both. He's not a big sweet person, so. And then I just go take these little bits and put them on the plate. So that was like almost a whole head of very small head of cauliflower. But that is what he's going to have as not this dip, the other dip. Here. And this dip. Oh, it's not all mixed at the bottom here. There. It's great thing with the see-through containers is that you get to do that. And so that's about maybe a cup, not even, about three quarters of a cup. That'll keep him satisfied till supper time. Not just putting that over there so I don't. Any questions? How much? Let me double check that here. I'll look at that catalog. They're like those product savers. They're about, for 2 of them, they're $34.95 for both of them. If you're in the States, they're $29.95 just because that's the way the conversions are. So they are cheaper than the Tupperware versions, but they work the same. So if you ever had experience with the Tupperware ones, these ones also work too. And ours are like, they just come in bigger sizes, and they stack easily on one another. We also have like 1 cup glass prep bowls with silicone lids. Right now mine are all in the dishwasher. And we also have a 4 cup prep bowl with a silicone lid. The great thing about the silicone lid, the glass bowls are great because they like last forever. But the silicone lid also, it doesn't crack. Like some of the glass bowls you see on the market, like you can get them at the grocery store or through other like businesses and stuff like that, they have plastic lids, and over time, they always crack. The silicone lids don't crack, and they kind of have a little bit of a stretch, so it makes a really nice tight seal. The container, yes, so that's what it is called. There's two. It comes two. So this one's the small, and then the bigger one has the strawberries I showed you earlier, and it has each container has two of these plastic lids in it. It's called. If you go to the website that's listed below, it's also, I think it's in the new arrivals because it was new, I think, this season. I had the page here. They're called Product Savers, and I just had the page. There they are. Store it right. So, stay with me containers, Product Savers. Yeah. So the dimensions are, the large is holds 20 cups, 20 and a quarter cups, and the small holds 10 and a half cups. And the large is, if you want dimensions by inches, is 10 and 3/8 inch by 7 and 5/8 inch by 5.5 inch, or 26.5 by 19.5 by 14 centimeters. Thanks. Yeah, and they're great to hold um, produce in and make them last longer. So, I will post the recipe below this of the individual servings. The other recipes are on the jars. So this says lemon dilly if you just want a lemon dilly dip, but it's not just for a dip. You can use it to season or marinate fish or chicken, or season potatoes, or um, anything. I made coleslaw. I made a bag of coleslaw. You know, the shredded cabbage from the store. I did half mayonnaise and half sour cream in the bowl with it, and I did a couple tablespoons of the lemon dilly and the 3 onion, and I added a bit of pepper because we like pepper. But it didn't need any salt or anything like that. It was great, and my husband loved it. He had 2 servings. But yeah, you do this, and it says 1 cup of mayo and 1 cup of sour cream or yogurt with 3 tablespoons of the dip. So that's why I showed you, because I would make 2 cups of dip. That's quite a lot. If you just want dip for like yourself, or maybe you and your husband, or for 2 kids, you could do that. Tzatziki. Oh yes, the tzatziki dip. Um, I maybe I'll make that tomorrow. Because I want to make tabbouleh, which I have to. I was just showing you how to cut the tomatoes and the parsley, and how it well does with the knife. And bulgur and lemon juice, and usually salt, pepper, garlic. I'll use the roasted garlic that we have. I'll go and see what we do for that, but you'll have to wait and see tomorrow. But I have lots of posts. There's going to be a game tonight. Well, in my posts, at about 4:55, there's going to be Battleship games. So you can guess 2 numbers at a time, but you can't guess one after another. So you have to wait till somebody else guesses. And there's 5 prizes hidden in there throughout the Battleship game. And once you win a prize, you can't guess anymore. Okay? And I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to try and win a prize. Oh, you're drooling there, Caitlin. So, that's the kind of end of my little demo. Tomorrow I'll make probably the tabbouleh salad, maybe another salad or dip, maybe the guacamole or the salsa. I don't know. Because the salsa, what's great with the salsa is you use the pico picante. Okay, it says use 2 tablespoons with 1 cup of diced tomatoes and lime juice and cilantro. If you do 2 tablespoons of this, because it's mostly chili peppers, it will make a spicy salsa. So, which is fine for my family because my family likes spice. So if you're not used to spice, if you want a mild to medium salsa, use half the amount of spice or twice the amount of tomatoes. So use 1 tablespoon to 1 cup. Taste it and see it. add a little bit more, okay? Because you can't take away the heat, but you can add more. That is just my recommendation. I made it the first time as recommended. My family likes spice, and made the guacamole, which also has some chili peppers in there, um, which had a little bit of spice, and then made the fajita chicken, which had a little bit of spice. So all those things with spice was a little bit spicy. We didn't need to add hot sauce to it, you know. So, but and if you have leftovers of the salsa, the next day the spice is even more. So just wanted to forewarn you that is how it works. So, have a great day. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will put the link to, the picture to do individual servings of the dips. And you can play with that number a bit. Like you taste it, so you mix it and you taste it. You're like, oh, does it need a little bit more lemon dilly, or does it need? And you can mix them up with the different dips. The Caesar dressing is really great with lemon dilly to make a dip, especially if you have like um, like bread and stuff. I don't know. That's my like you get like the French bread or whatever. It's really nice to make a nice little bread dip with that, with maybe a little bit of garlic. We have the roasted garlic seasoning in there, but my family loves garlic and loves chili peppers and hot sauce. My oldest is the one that's not into spice, but everybody else is. I always get her to try things first. You have a wonderful day, and don't forget to like and comment on the post, and don't forget to play the game. Bye. See you on Wednesday and Friday, same time.